Alright, so I am doing this as a review for Steve. You requested that I review the original Child's Play about a month, some time ago, and I said, you know what? Alright, it's finally time to make this happen. Let's review the original Child's Play. Set a date with Chucky, America's favorite killer doll, with the Chucky complete 7-movie collection in Child's Play 2, and Child's Play 3. Chucky torments his original victim, young Andy Barclay. In Bride of Chucky and State of Chucky, the bloodthirsty boy toy meets the demonic doll of his dreams. Tiffany, played by Jennifer Tilly. Chucky returns for more terror and Curse of Chucky, where mysterious mop top terrorizes a family with unusual connection. Finally, Cult of Chucky, an insane asylum. There's a place for Chucky to take out old nemesis and new victims. So, I originally recall when I was all the way up in South Branch, Michigan, my grandpa had a cottage, and I think one of the Chucky movies were playing because there was some chanting. I think it was probably Bride of Chucky or Seed or something like that. And many years later, finally saw the original a couple of years ago. Good stuff. Re-saw it now. Still gosh darn good for the most part because of a couple of things. Despite the fact that the premise is ludicrous. There's a person named Charles Lee Ray who practices voodoo magic. Somehow manages to is being followed by a cop. Cop fatally wounds him, and somehow through some chanting transfers his soul into a good guy doll that gets picked up by a Catherine Hicks who looks like she should be on the set of Home Alone, but it looks like the Home Alone mom. Anyway, yeah, it's the puppetry and the performances that work here. It's interesting to see, not Spider-Man Tom Holland, a different Tom Holland, of course, actually managed to patrol, and it's like we could see some of the action and the fear that is going on because we know that what's going on, but we get the subtle stuff. Like some eyes moving, head rotating just a little bit, enough to know that this doll is alive, or when we see him move from his perspective, So that it's interesting to see that I like. But then when the actual good guy doll comes in, it's just interesting to see. It's like it is at first, it's like they've got the Hasbro looking toy or product, but then once it gets infused with the diabolical man, just it becomes uncanny, where it looks like it's both at the same time. A harmless toy, but it's got evil infused in it, and this is one evil doll. Let me tell you, it is interesting to see, like, just a hand or just like a foot or whatever. But this doll is just gleefully sadistic. My personal favorite scenes are one when he's going to going to investigate an old friend of his or whatever, Eddie Mackey or whatever, and want to gets revenge. He's got a gun, so he turns on the stove, makes some noise, and then suddenly the Eddie comes, investigates, and wonders what's going on. Shoots a bullet into where the oven is, releasing the gas. Massive explosion, and of course, I don't think that could ever really happen in real life, but it's just interesting to see. It's like, or better yet, when the doll is trying to shank a cop that's driving. It's like, it gets like little sections. The guy has to get hunched up, and the knife gets right near his groin. So that was kind of funny to see. So it's like this movie balances the line between comedy and horror-y, if you will. And yeah, of course, the kid who plays Andy, Alex Vincent, did it for the first 2 or 3 movies in return for the Chucky series, in like a couple of that just ended last year. So the kids, so it was very very good for a child actor at this time. His mom is really great as well, but I it's like all these factors combined into one that make this work. Because sometimes some people didn't take like horror movies that seriously with such an over the top concept, but here because I guess you could say violate the belief that like a doll could be not frightening at all. I said let's just warp it and invert it and just make it become scary, and it works through the puppetry, the performances, and the billings, if you will. So that's what I liked. At 87 minutes, this movie goes by very quickly because there's, a lot of movement, pardon the pun, interesting kills, and this doll gets incinerated, gets shot, even gets hit with a baseball bat or something. He does not care at all. And it's just like, yeah, this is what I wanted to see. I didn't, I don't want to see any remakes, which I guess the 2019 one was okay, but this one started off, it's like, hey, yeah, in between all the 1980 horror movies, this one's people that know, and it's like most people know. So it's like, this is a good movie. Yeah, in Chicago, it's like the puppetry works. It's like the convincing of others to get to see what this doll is like, because it takes a little bit for it to go on. It's like, hey, okay, child knows it. Takes a little bit for the mother to see it. Eventually, the two detectives that go and see what happens, and it's like, yeah, I like this. I like the stuff that goes on here. I like the just the kind of over the, not really over the top, but just zany plot and just the humor. So it's like it's not like making fun of like it's not making fun of consumerism. Okay, maybe slightly, but I wouldn't even say that. It's not a jab at that. It doesn't have any social critique. It's You're here for the thrill of seeing a doll just go around and billing people, and maybe get a very small introduction into Haitian culture, I guess. I don't know. So, it's just for all good time. Of course, Brad Dourif, who does the voice of Chucky, is really gosh darn fantastic. Making the doll just when he screams, says a whole bunch of all the swear words, and doing just the vigor, the anger, the humor, really gosh darn well. Music is a synthesizer, so it works well for the ever eerie, otherworldly feel, and I like that a lot. Some people may just be taken aback by the concept of just like a doll that is possessed by a murderer. It's so over the top they may not believe it, but at the same time, it's like it's you want to see like a doll that just goes around and murder people. It's like at least give this movie a chance, okay? Just suspend your disbelief and just watch it once. If you don't like it, just say I myself don't like it, but I can at least see why people like it. Just be like that, okay? So yeah, it's like the humor, the music. This makes it for a good time. So yeah, if you want to see a really gosh darn good horror movie with good puppetry, then I do recommend that you watch Chucky or Child's Play.